Get these schmancy ears today, aren't they nice? Me and my Santa twins hanging out. Happy Saturday, my fellow fat kid friendly folk. Hope you guys are having an awesome weekend so far. Mine has been pretty good. Let me tell you, I am such an old woman. I mean, last night was Friday night, right? Friday night. I went to bed at like 9 o'clock on a Friday night, and I slept until like 8:30 this morning. What? I mean, I did have kind of a busy week, but still, 9 o'clock on a Friday? I'm too old. Anyway, I hope you guys have had a great day. I did get out and about today to get the things I needed for today's video. This is why I do not Christmas shop. I do everything online. Those Christmas crazies, oh my gosh, fighting people just to get a few items, and then the things that you do need for like your household, people are crazy. I hate it. I was miserable. So it is like 11:30 right now, and I'm filming so late because after I got back from doing all this running around, I was like, I need to take a step back. I'm exhausted. These people kill me. If this is your first time watching my channel, welcome, and welcome back to the people that have been watching my channel. And if you are new and you do enjoy this video and some of my other videos, don't forget to hit that subscribe button below and be part of our little fat kid friendly family that is slowly blossoming and growing every day. And I do thank you guys for the subscribers. I always struggle with that word, subscribers. I do thank the subscribers that I do have. You guys are awesome. Keep them coming. Anyway, moving forward, today's video is going to be a Christmas DIY. Yes, I am tackling another DIY, and no, this DIY did not come from Pinterest. What? I thought all DIYs came from Pinterest. No, this DIY is one that I started doing when I was about 13. I don't know, I was in like the 8th or 9th grade. And a really good friend of mine, whose name is Penny, shout out to you, Penny, she showed me how to do this eons ago, and ever since then I've loved making this DIY. What is this DIY, you may ask? Why, it's a Christmas tree. I'm going to be making a miniature Christmas tree. Don't get too excited, it's not going to be like some 7-foot thing, no, it's a miniature one. But it is a straight up DIY. If there is one out there like this, Godspeed, that's great. But I just know that I have been making this since before Pinterest was a thing. So anyway, let's just dive right in. I'm going to go ahead and tell you the things that you're going to need for this DIY. So if you really want to, you can make one yourself, okay? First thing you're going to need is 6 wire hangers, okay? They have to be wire hangers because plastic will not work. And you need 6, doesn't matter what color they are, but you do have to have 6 wire hangers, okay? You're going to need electrical tape, just electrical tape standard, Christmas ornament hooks, lights, miniature lights. I got the 100 count because that typically is the right amount that you'll need, depending on, I mean, you could put, I guess, as many lights as you want on this thing. 100 seems to be the right amount. 50 is not quite enough. Just to go ahead and let you know, you can get colored lights, clear lights, whatever kind of lights you want. You're also going to need mini ornaments. I just chose Christmas balls. I have 3 packs of them because they didn't have the right color combination that I wanted. I wanted like green ones, well I had to buy those by themselves, and then so forth and so on. But I just chose miniature Christmas balls. You can get like the little figurines or whatever ornaments you want, but they really should be miniature because it's not going to look right if you don't. You also need a tree topper of some sort of your choosing. Again, make sure it's a tree topper for a miniature tree, because if you get a full-size tree topper, it's going to probably be like huge compared to the tree. Then the last thing you're going to need is garland. Again, garland of your color choosing, whatever kind you want. I have about 60 I think I have like 60 feet of this. I'm probably not going to need all of that, but I'd rather have more than less of it. Again, like I said, any color you want. I chose silver because I've never made a silver one. So we're gonna make a silver one. So those are the items that you're going to need. I'm gonna go ahead and reposition the camera so I can show you how to start this DIY, and because I only have one camera, I have to pause the video, so I'll be right back. Okay guys, I hope you can see what I'm doing from this angle. Again, I apologize, it is a little janky, but I only have one camera. And you get to stare at my lovely melted crayon stains from the pumpkin DIY that I did. These will not come off. I will have to like scrape them off, and I really don't feel like dealing with that. Anyway, first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take 2 of the wire hangers. You're going to face them towards each other. The hooks, the actual hanger parts, are towards each other, and they're going to be forming like a triangle. You can see right here. Now what you're going to do is you're going to be taping this with the electrical tape at the hook parts, here, here, and up here. That's what you're going to be taping. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. I also forgot to mention, you're probably going to need scissors to cut this tape, but you know, that should be a given either way. If you have to, you can bend these hooks. I do it just to make sure they line up a little better and just look a little better. And also the reason I use electrical tape is it's a little more forgiving as far as bendability than like duct tape. It seems to hold really, really well. I mean, duct tape will work, but I've always used electrical tape. It's also more narrow, so you don't have to like cut it into smaller strips. So I have taped the first 2 hangers together. As you can see, I taped them here, here, and here at the top. And this forms one side. Now you're going to need to do that to the other 4. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Okay, now that I have all of these taped together, what you're going to do is you're going to be forming them into sort of a tree shape. It can be a little bit tricky because you're going to have to put these inside each other like this. I just put it, it's kind of hard to show at this angle, but you just take it right here in the middle, and you slide one in, and you stick it like this. Again, it is a little tricky because they don't like staying very well. Alright, we have a semi-shape going on, but what I do, and if anybody knows a better way to do it, then by all means go right ahead. But what I do in order to get this in more of an even shape is I start taping around it. I tape it like so that it will hold its shape and it won't move later on. You don't want it to be moving. Again, this is why I like using electrical tape instead of duct tape. It's a little more forgiving. So now you can see your basic tree form coming together. Now I'm going to add a little bit more tape just for added security and make sure that these don't try to pop apart. You really don't want that happening later on. The next step, now that you've got your tree frame, it looks a little janky at the moment, but I promise you it will turn into something nice. But the next thing is the lights. Yes, you're going to start taping these lights onto the frame. Make sure you leave enough at the bottom to plug it in. You can use an extension cord, which is what I do because I don't want too many lights hanging down at the bottom, but that's your prerogative, however you want to do it. Take this plug in right here and just kind of tuck it in the middle because you don't really need that. And then I start just taping it at the top and then working my way around. This is the more tedious process because this takes a minute to get all these lights on here. You also want to make sure that you put them kind of close together so that you can fit them on there, but you don't want them too close because you want to make sure it goes, it's a whole ratio thing. You want to make sure you're just, if you have the least bit of creativity, you'll be able to figure this out. part is now finished, and unfortunately I was about halfway through with putting the lights on and my camera ran out of memory. So you didn't quite get to see me finish it all, but it's not really that entertaining. You get the gist of what you have to do. You just have to tape it around, and there are some spots where I put the lights a little too close together, but hey, it's a DIY. It's not going to be perfect. Right now it's looking fairly rough in this state, but the next step is now to put on the garland. So I'm going to start, I realized after buying this garland is like thinner. I don't know if you can see this. This garland isn't quite as thick as the other garland. So I don't think that this will be enough, but I know that if I put this on, it's gonna look different. So we're just gonna have to see how this goes. I usually try to kind of tuck it in, and then I'll get it started and make sure it's nice and covered up at the top and make sure it's not gonna go anywhere. And this part is pretty self-explanatory. You're just gonna go in between all the rows of the lights and put your garland. Because this garland isn't as thick as the other, I'm actually doubling up on it just to make sure it looks as full on the bottom as it did on top. I don't want it to turn into a Charlie Brown tree towards the bottom. So that's what I'm doing. So now it's starting to look more like a Christmas tree. And there's tinsel everywhere. Now there is a little bit of the feet showing. You can kind of adjust that if you really want to where it's less feet showing. It doesn't truly matter about that. The next thing that I like to do is to go through, because if you look underneath here, there's some lights that are not sticking through. So I need to make sure that all the lights are turned out the right direction. Now that we've got all of the garland on there and all the lights are pointed outwards, that way you can see them, I just went through and made sure that you don't really see the white wire of the lights. I don't really want to see that. I don't like the way that looks. And just made sure it looks okay. So the next thing is just to put on the ornaments, and then you're going to put on your tree topper. You don't really need to see me put on ornaments on a tree because you know how to put ornaments on a tree. Now I will say that I've got your traditional hooks like this, if you can see that, to use. I did go to a hobby store to get my tree topper and they had miniature hooks, but I'd already bought these, so I'm just going to use these. The one thing that I do is, because they're so long, is I'll try to hang it up a little higher so that it hangs down where I want it. But if you get the mini ones, then that won't be a problem, so it doesn't really matter. I'm going to go ahead and put all these ornaments on here, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Well, my tree is finished. I don't have a topper on it right now because I'm going to have to hook that down because it keeps falling off. I have a crown that I could put on it, and I originally had this to put on it, but it's so heavy that it just keeps falling off. So I'm going to have to find a way to get it to stick to the top. So, but for now, I can still plug it in and show you guys what it looks like. This is what it looks like right now without it plugged in. my beautiful silver tree with the colorful balls on it. And I'm gonna plug it in, and let's hope the lights work. We have a lighted tree. It's kind of hard to see because of my lights on in the room, but we have a beautiful tree. I'm so happy. It's not perfect, but isn't that the point of DIY? It's not going to be perfect. It's still something that I created, and you know what? It pretty much resembles a tree. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me film another DIY video. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe so you can see more videos in the future. And don't forget to share it with all your friends, family, and loved ones so they can enjoy my videos as well. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media. All my information is in the description box below. I keep forgetting to add that in there, but it is there. It's always there. I do think this one turned out a little bit better than my Halloween DIY. If you haven't seen that one, go ahead and check out that complete catastrophe. But I do hope that you guys have a fantastic evening. Bye.